eyeing it. Good morning, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning. Good to see all of you. Who is moderating today's event?
I am
Sahil.
Sahil Singh.
Good, good. Yeah, yeah. Let's wait. I have sent a message on our group that people must join. But whosoever joins, it's fine. It's the whole idea is that we get to know each other better, and we are interacting with each other in this online mode. That's the whole idea. The whole idea is to encourage, If we were coming to college, we would have met each other every day. But this way, at least you are getting to know your classmates better also, and we are doing something and learning something in this whole process. That's the whole idea. So don't, less people, more people, don't get discouraged by that. You look at it that for you it's an experience, it's a learning experience, getting to know. Maybe many of you in the second years only would have, interacted with each other for the first time because of this kind of an activity. So look at it like that. That's how I am viewing it, that we have to get the maximum of this online mode that we are in, because one doesn't know when we'll get back to an offline. So that's the whole idea. And also to interact with your seniors. So, and the learning process that is involved. I think let's wait for another minute or two and then we can start. Amrit, should we start?
Should we start?
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. I extend my warm greetings to everyone present. Respected teacher in charge, Dr. Amrit Kaur Basra ma'am. Respected Mr. Shrikant Pandey sir, convener of IQAC. All of our professors and our amazing audience. I am Sahil Singh and I welcome you all to our third session of the series Hidden in Place Site. In celebration of Azadi Ka Amrut Mahotsav, we at Itihāsa, the History Association of the Delhi College of Arts and Commerce and IQAC are here to celebrate the luminaries of pre and post independent India who have immensely contributed in numerous fields and made our great country what it is today. This is an attempt by us to express our gratitude towards such noble souls. Now, I would like to invite Basra ma'am to share a few words with us.
Good morning, everyone. One is, I hope I'm audible. Good morning,
Yes, ma'am.
everyone.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
a
Good
great day
morning,
for
ma'am.
all of us because what Niru ma'am has already pointed out, then it's a new, very dynamic academic space for us, and it's a kind of a new learning experience for every one of us because the more we learn about those who have been part of history, who have made history, but in terms of dissemination of historical knowledge, somewhere they have been kind of, you can say, pushed in periphery. So we are, as you said in the opening comments, that we are beholden to them and we kind of relive with their experience. So I'm really looking forward to have today's presentation. So all the best to everyone, and good for all of us to be together here. So go ahead with the program.
Thank you,
Uh,
ma'am.
for for this session of this event, we have with us Miss Pratyusha Biswas, a second year student of our department, who will be speaking on Rameshwar Nath Kao. And without further delay, let's begin the presentation. But just before we begin, I would request the audience to switch off their mics and cameras and maintain a respectable decorum. For any questions, you can use the chat box, and you can also turn on your mics during Q&A sessions. Now, let's begin. Pratyusha.
Good morning. Before I start, I just wanted to confirm whether or not my screen is visible.
Yes, it's visible.
Is it visible? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to switch off my camera during my presentation. and I would open it during Q&A session. And so let's begin. Good morning. My name is Pratyusha Biswas, representing second year history honors from Delhi College of Arts and Commerce. Today, I would like to present a story of R.N. Kao and his contribution in establishing nations in intelligence gathering establishment of R&AW. His distinguished career also strengthened the military and intelligence bureau. So let us begin. Rameshwar Nath Kao was born in the year 1918 to Dwarika Nath Kao and Khemwati Kaur. Little is known about the private life and early years of the man who went on to establish R&AW. Few facts can be established from the records and the family members, such as the death of his father around the age of 5 or 6, and that he traveled around a lot during his childhood. He belonged to the generation of incorruptible, soft, intellectually oriented, and generally upper class bureaucrats who made up brains of wide eyed India. He was graduate from Lucknow University and received his master's degree from the prestigious Allahabad University. We will trace the story of R.N. Kao's career that made him central figure who spearheaded the national security and became the key to maintaining sovereignty of India. His contributions and methods in the field of intelligence remain as the pillars supporting the military might that India has grown into today. Generations of prime ministers have placed future of the nation and international ties into the hands of this man. Yet we will see the Herculean task only made him more innovative and efficient. Often called out for being extremely private in nature, he did not record any of his contribution. The records come from different sources such as investigation reports from Prime Minister's office, official records of foreign countries he worked with, several historians along with reporters and other bureaucrats who documented their own tenure and his family. Most of the scattered information is compiled into the book known as Gentleman's Spymaster by Nitin Anand Gokhale. He also recorded his entire life in the tape recording, and it is kept in Nehru Memorial Museum, but it will not be open to public uh, until 2025. I hope I will be able to respectfully trace the importance of the impact of his contribution of the man who led nation's intelligence and who set up the institution that worked toward keeping the citizens safe and sound. Subsequently, in the year 1939, he was recruited in the Indian police. He worked in the state police under British Raj when India gained independence. He was recruited in the Intelligence Bureau of Independent India. According to the Ministry of Home Affairs, one can trace the origins of Intelligence Bureau back to First War of Independence 1857. Soon after, on December 23, 1887, predecessor of Intelligence Bureau, the Central Special Branch was formed in India. The responsibility of this organization was drastically changed in the years since its formation. It started out as an institution that collected information on the economic, socio-political conditions of country under the British Crown. The timely collection of this information helped officials to take action against anti-government movements. The Intelligence Bureau that R.N. Kao joined in 1947 was responsible for internal and external intelligence gathering, security of VIPs, industrial security, and border security. The director of the Intelligence Bureau was T.G. Sanjeevi Pillai in 1947. R.N. Kao worked closely with Bholanath Malik who was deputy director under Pillai's office and later went on to become the longest serving director of Intelligence Bureau. His association with Malik was significant. When Malik became director of Intelligence Bureau in 1950, he made R&AW the deputy director, made him look after the security details of Prime Minister Nehru. He also headed the security arrangements of foreign dignitaries, which was the turning point in Kao's career. The duties helped develop professional trustworthiness between Nehru and Kao, which later reflects through the trust that Indira Gandhi put in him during the run as Prime Minister of this nation. In the book R&AW, Gentleman Spymaster recounts an account involving the visit of Queen Elizabeth in the year 1950. Quote, Kao was heading the security and the travel of British monarch. In Bombay, the Queen was wading through huge crowd which was kept in control by police. Kao was keeping an hawk eye on the surroundings when he noticed something hurled at the Queen. Instinctively, Kao caught the package which turned out to be flower bouquet and not a bomb as Kao suspected. Noticing his quick reaction, Queen apparently drolly remarked, Good cricket. Apocryphal or not, this incident shows that Kao had an alert mind and presence. Unquote. The Kashmir Princess, the major breakthrough. In the hindsight, it is understandable that Arend Kao has in the hindsight it is understandable that Arend Kao was sent as a special investigator to inquire into Kashmir Princess air crash. The 37-year-old had the experience and confidence of Prime Minister Nehru. As a result of investigation, we can now sequence the details of unfortunate incidents. Air India, am I audible? Just to confirm. My
Yes, yes, you are audible.
okay. As a result of the investigation, we can now sequence the details of unfortunate incident. The Air India aircraft Kashmir Princess took off from Bombay on April 10, 1955. The aircraft refueled in Calcutta and had a change of crew at Bangkok. It reached Hong Kong Airport in 11th April 1955. Up till this point, everything was going according to the plan. The Kashmir Princess was chartered to take Chinese delegation, including Prime Minister Zhou Enlai, to Jakarta from Afro-Asian conference that was supposed to be held by Indonesian government at Badung between 18 to 24 April 1955. The premier cancelled his trip at the last minute. Nevertheless, the airplane took off with 8 Chinese officials, 2 Polish journalists, and one North Vietnamese official from Kai Tak Airport and took off at 1:30 p.m. local time. It was expected to land in Jakarta that evening. Unfortunately, the plane crashed near Indonesia Natuna Islands. This incident claimed the lives of all 11 passengers and 5 crew members. 3 crew members survived the plane crash and who were later discovered on isolated island by local fishermen. The close brush with death brought Chinese brought Chinese Prime Minister to the door of Indian counterpart Jawaharlal Nehru. British investigators joined this investigation as well. Hong Kong, as Hong Kong was under British Empire at that point of time. The assignment was of 6 months long, and brought R&AW in the contact of officials of 5 countries and gave him their intelligence and investigation unit. This was the major milestone in his career. He carried out his duty meticulously and efficiently, ultimately proving his worth to the Prime Minister Nehru and Director of Intelligence Bureau B.N. Malik, who put their trust in him to represent India in the sensitive international investigation. The investigation of Kashmir princess brought to light by ploy assassination of Chinese Prime Minister Zhou Enlai. The mastermind of the plan was Taiwan official Chiang Kai-shek, who went on to become the ruler of Taiwan. A bomb was planted in the plane by Tai- Taiwanese agent posing as a technician during the halt at Hong Kong. R&AW waded through political thrives and roadblocks in his attempt to assist with the investigation. In line, highly impressed with the conduct of Kao's investigation, rewarded Kao with coveted personal seal and honor reserved for most deserving public servants in Chinese Republic. A letter from Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the Prime Minister of Ghana, around October 1957, set in motion a series of events that would take R&AW to another foreign mission. The Prime Minister of Ghana suggested to his Indian counterpart that they collaborate in forming an external intelligence service for the country of Ghana. He wanted his chief officers to in train in India and an Indian to head and lay the foundations of the for the institution. After much deliberation amongst the ministers and coordination from the government of Ghana, it was decided that from February 1958 that Arinka would stay in Ghana for a year. He would help setting in up the service, recruit people and oversee the missions during the time there. The establishment was dissolved when Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was overthrown in the year 1966. On 19 November 1962, the Chinese army had come close to Tezpur, Assam. They had passed through the area we known as uh, Arunachal Pradesh unchallenged. This was a shock to Indian military and the intelligence bureau. India felt it was necessary to strengthen its security against China. In response to this adversary, ARC, Aviation Research Center, was established on 7th September 1963. It was the result of requests made by Jawaharlal Nehru to President of USA JF Kennedy. In collaboration, R&AW, head of ARC, Aviation Research Center, from 63 to 66, placed 8 C-46 aircraft and smaller planes in the secret base called Oak Tree. We know now it was the Charbatia, Orissa. Later, they had more places of operation in Uttar Pradesh and Assam and Delhi. ARC was the first Indian institution that focused on gathering and interpreting topographic intelligence with the help of C-46 aircraft. It gathered photographic and technical intelligence from Tibet and Xinjiang. Several times during the War of 1965, Indian military was taken by surprise and it took the valor and the courage of sacrifice of Indian soldiers to protect the country against invading power. Surely, they fought back with full might, forcing Pakistan into stalemate despite Pakistan being backed by powerful nations and having more technical and firepower. This was viewed as a failure of intelligence and military tactics in the wake of the lives lost in the war. India was in dire need of specialized external intelligence unit. Indira Gandhi set up a commission with R&AW who chalked out the plan for establishing R&AW. After the approval of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, and R&AW was established on 21st September 1968. Only 250 operatives and analysts were handpicked by R&AW to run this institution at the beginning. Ordering Bangladesh. R&AW, the architect of Bangladesh. Economic depravity, political imbalance, and cultural hegemony fueled East Pakistan's resolve to be independent from atrocities of West Pakistan. A common religion was not enough to bind two lands from thousand miles apart into one single nation. In 1971, the trigger for the war came from the refusal to let Awami League, led by Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, to form the government in East Pakistan despite its landslide victory in the election. People were funded and trained by Awami League to form Mukti Bahini. They were guerrilla warriors that fought to liberate East Pakistan and form Bangladesh. R&AW was the part of the commission set up by Indira Gandhi that helped these guerrilla warriors to train and procure arms and form tactical plans in order to liberate Bangladesh. He successfully carried out the mission with utmost discretion. The ultimate result of this act was rewarded on 16 December 1974 with the independence and the formation of Bangladesh. It was the time. It was also the time when Pakistan signed signed the letter of. It was also the time when Bangladesh signed a letter of surrender, and it was one of the biggest surrenders after the World War II. The Sikkim murder was an event that shaped the borders of India. It was a strategic move that secured the chicken neck that joins the easternmost states, also called the Seven Sisters, to the rest of the country. In, in, in 1950, the Indo-Sikkimese Treaty was treaty made Sikkim an Indian protectorate, with India assuming the responsibility for external relations, defense, and strategic communication of Sikkim. R&AW, with the support of Indira Gandhi and PN Banerjee, formed a plan to get Chogyal to agree to merge with India. There were many people trained to send to the state to gain political advantage that dethroned Chog- Chogyal at the end. On 4th April 1973, there were clashes on the street of Gangtok in front of Chogyal, the ruler of Sikkim House. This agitation was led by the Joint Action Committee, which was supported by R&AW. This, 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 this helped. This helped with the merger. On 8th April, Chogyal accepted the government of India to take control of the Sikkim as there was complete breakdown of order. And and uh, and on the, after that, a special referendum was held in 1975. More than 97% of the electorate voted to merge with Sikkim. The Sikkim became the 22nd state of India on May 16. The last chapters of R&AW. During the final years of R&AW's professional career, he decided to recruit young undergraduates and postgraduates. He made them fill out extensive forms and subjected them to several tests before they recruited them in R&AW. He went on to train these young rookies. Additionally, a review of 1971 operations made Cow realize that India lacked the capacity to gather maritime intelligence information. Thus, he tried to establish a network of intelligence with France. France's External Intelligence Agency (SDECE) suggested collaborating with Iran intelligence SAVAK or SAVAK. Aaron Cow knew the Shah of Iran personally. He immediately agreed and under this new arrangement facilitated the funds from Iran, the technical piece equipment from France and trained manpower power from India. The objective of this trilateral intelligence network was to gather real-time intelligence on the movement not only the US naval fleet but also Soviet ships passing through Indian Ocean. Sadly, in 1790, Sadly, in 1979, Shah of the Shah of the government of Iran was unserved by Islamic revolution. An arrangement with France and Iran and India fizzled. The emergency in India was 21-month period from 1975 to 1977, when Prime Minister Indira Gandhi had state of emergency declared across the country. In Gentleman's Spymaster, Nitin Anand Gokhale claims that even R&AW was unaware of this decision. When Janta Party took over the government, it was hell-bent in removing Cow as they viewed him as an ally of Indira Gandhi. However, they were not able to prove any connections between the atrocity committed during emergency and RAW. This made Aaron Cow retire prematurely from RAW in year 1977, but later on was appointed as senior advisor and cabinet secretary after, when Indira Gandhi government came back into power. He permanently retired after Indira Gandhi's death. On 21 January, R.N. Kao died in Ram Memorial Hospital after being admitted in ICU for 2 weeks. This was an end of an amazing career that shaped India's security, intelligence, and helped it remain sovereign country for so many years. Thank you.
Pratyusha, that was a very informative and insightful presentation. And now let's begin with the Q&A session if there are any. People can turn off on their mics to ask the questions or use the chat box.
Pratyusha, that was a good presentation and you did a good job with it. A name that was there, I think, in all our horizons started acquiring flesh and blood, and we came to know about so many interesting things. While you were doing your research, were you able to find some, it kind of what came out when you were discussing him was his very, very close connections with Mrs. Gandhi. But were you able to find any information regarding his role during the emergency? Were you what? Were you able to get anything on that?
Mm, Ma'am, after emergency, when Janta government came into power, it tried to prove, it tried to connect R&AW with the atrocities committed during the emergency. But Janta government was unable to do so. Even SARC Commission did not find any connections with RAW. But special measures were taken by Santuk, one of his colleagues, and RN Cow to keep R&AW institution away from emergencies drama. And then what happened? Initially, Home Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee also believed that Arun Cow had the direct hand in emergency conundrum. But later on, he was convinced that Arun Cow was an important person uh, who provides with essential information regarding the intelligence. He was unable and convinced. He was unable to find any connection, and he was convinced that Arenka did not have any connection, even though he had close relationship with Indira Gandhi from the beginning when she was just a child.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else would like to ask something? Comment on something?
Is there any other question?
All right. Why did you choose R.N. Cow as the person that you would want to talk about?
Mama, I found him very cool.
You
To
found
be, I found him very cool. He was the spy and he was the mastermind in um, getting victory at the war of 1971 with India Pakistan. So he was the major brain at that point of time. So I was given option between Mahanapolis and Arinka. Immediately I chose him because you know s- anything related to security and spy immediately intrigues me because nothing is only what we can do is speculate. Nothing, not everything is presented to the public. Only we can speculate, and speculation really is fun.
so what was your experience working on this project? So
Um,
is it proving worthwhile? That's what I want, the feedback I want to know. What was it? How did you enjoy it?
ma'am, it did force me out of my comfort zone. Well, I've never given this presentation with this many audience, even with this many audience. So it did force me out of my comfort zone, and it did push me to see it, and it helped me to how to gather information. It taught me how to research and get reliable sources to prove my point if I'm questioned on the sources, and and because it's a topic where you don't find a lot of information, and R&COW don't hasn't given any information up until now. At least he has given, and it is not released to the public eye, but yet from the people, from the newspapers to so the process of research was the most fun bit. And also, it the fact that it pushed me out of my comfort zone, it was also thing to celebrate because it will I will only grow after this.
Good, thank you. But you did a good job. You presented very well, and so you have come out of your comfort zone. Good, very good. I'm very
Thank you, ma'am.
happy.
Thank you,
Anybody
ma'am.
else would like to comment or say something? Come on,
If any of the professors would like to add something.
come on. Somebody has to. Somebody, come on,
I
Uh,
ask.
think Sudha ma'am says.
No, I just posted it. There was a reference to Iron Cow in the movie Bell Bottom. I just
okay.
happened to see it a few days back. So that figure was quite intimidating. You must have seen the movie also. Have
No,
you?
no,
I
ma'am.
saw the movie, ma'am. Yes.
I know, ma'am, but I've
No.
read about it.
Yeah, then you see it. He is beseated with Indira Gandhi.
Yes, ma'am, but I didn't see the movie, but I did read about that there was some references about him.
Yeah.
But yeah, ma'am, but it was a drama film, and I didn't want to incorporate in it.
So,
It was an artistic
yeah,
forum, and
definitely, definitely.
everything, and everybody has the right to present their
Yeah, yeah.
views on our art.
But he must have been instrumental in solving the hijacking thing. The rest of the things would have been drama, but I think hijacking and in that he must have played his part. Could be. But anyway, tremendous effort. Keep it up, and I'm sure that Itihāsa will come out with another such great personality. And yeah, keep it up.
I think Bharat has asked a question. Did you find any reference to the spy Ravindra Kaushik?
The No, I didn't, because those details are not yet public right now, because of security reasons. It will come out after 2025. The they they are kept in Nehru Memorial Museum, and it will only come out after it is reviewed by a commission held by the security of India, and it won't. I did not come across it, but many spies were present, and they were planted in numerous places like PN Banerjee in East Pakistan. He was the major informer during this 1971 war, and there are other associates whom the names are not revealed, but there are other associates like Bridge Nair, who was the close associate, and helped him with numerous expeditions in Iran, and Israel, and in Myanmar.
Are there any other questions? Anyone?
Uh, no, no question. I just want to. Good morning, Neeru ma'am, Amrit
Morning,
ma'am, Sudha
Ishan.
ma'am.
How are you? Good to see
I'm
you.
good,
That's so
ma'am. I'm
glad you
good.
are attending it.
Hi, Rajiv. Or Ishan, sorry.
Whatever, ma'am.
I guessed
Ma'am,
it. That is
Pratyusha is my.
Preja is
Uh,
only that one only.
thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, Pratyusha is my student from school. I have taught her in school, and she invited me for this,
Oh,
and it makes me extremely proud to see that my own students and going to my alma mater and presenting and studying history. And Pratyusha, I'm glad you chose cow and not Mahalanobis, because that is something that we did do in schools in some bit. So this was a new terrain for you and very, very
Completely.
informative for me. So I'm learning from my own students, and I am a student of the same college. So it's a very different experience. I'm so proud. Keep
Thank
it
you so
up. I'm
much.
so happy that you're doing history and doing so well.
Thank you
I
so
wish
much.
I was as good, as you are in your graduate.
Thank
So
you.
we'll reach somewhere. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Pratyuta.
Thank
I'll
you so much.
look forward to more sessions.
yeah, we have.
Yes.
This is something new that we have started in the department, and
Okay.
in this online mode, I thought this was the only way we could connect with each other, and of
Yes.
course, a great learning. For me, he was just a name, and
Yes,
probably
ma'am. Same is
an
true for us. Yeah.
yeah, an association that yes, somewhere connected with Bangladesh. Beyond that, I never knew much about him. So
Yeah.
this is one way we are going to learn a lot. So
Ma'am, it is also very interesting that students are able to connect and do some kind of research on their own, like to get
yeah,
a first-hand experience of
absolutely,
research from
absolutely.
graduation itself. It generates that interest in the discipline. So it is very good to see that this initiative has been kind of taken up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Thank
as
you.
and I always maintain that you learn the most from your students. See,
Absolutely, ma'am.
it has
Absolutely.
been
Yeah.
proved, right, Ishan?
Yes, absolutely, ma'am. Yeah.
Absolutely, you learn the
Thank.
most. I think I
Yeah.
have learned French Revolution the most after teaching to my students. They have forced me to learn it more.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank
That
you
is
so
it.
much.
And I'm so
Thank you,
glad you were
Pratyusha.
able to join. Good
Thank you so much.
meeting you.
Yeah.
So yeah, when the
Thank you.
college reopens or whatever, let's meet Ishan, okay,
Yes,
in the
ma'am.
college,
Sure, sure. Definitely, ma'am.
and we'll have a party.
You must
Sure,
come.
ma'am.
We'll
Sure,
Yeah.
sit together and
sure,
interact.
ma'am. Sure.
Good,
Okay.
Pratyusha. It was a very, very good
Thank.
effort, and you've done a good job. We are very proud of you. And
Thank you, ma'am.
at least thank you for adding to my knowledge today. Anybody
Thank you.
else would like to say anything? Tejasvi, Sahil, Soham is here. He was here for a little while ago. Is he still there?
Yes, ma'am. I'm still here.
Yeah, all right. So, if anybody would like to add something to it, see, that's the way we get to know each other. Also, that's the whole purpose of this.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good
Ma'am,
afternoon,
just that
Tejas.
it was a great session, and of course, the learning part, the part where we research, we present, we also get ready for it, we deck up. So, ma'am, that is very interesting. And to come in front, do it, it takes a little courage. And also, when we receive people's praise, it's a very good experience. So, ma'am, it was great. Doing my own research for my last to last week's thing, presentation, and listening to Pratyusha, it has been equally lovely.
So we are waiting for the next week. So who's
Yes, ma'am.
presenting next week?
Ma'am, we have a list of people
All right,
who are ready to
Ma'am, I
present.
am doing
all right.
next week. Yeah.
Ria, oh, good, excellent. So that's good. So, so have you all enjoyed it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. We
and
all did enjoy and
Absolutely,
all
ma'am.
get to learn something new. As these personalities are really uncommon to us as well. Yes.
absolutely, absolutely. So I'm so glad that you all are making this effort and you are enjoying it. And Sahil, you did a very good job. You were a good host. And the posters that you make are also very, very good, very fascinating. And let's become friends like this over this medium only. So could we all switch on the cameras now for a picture or post? as students of history, we have to keep records. We are the record keepers. So we need to do that. Amrit, would you like to say something?
Ma'am, I don't think so.
I think it's her. She's muted. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
So who is taking the picture?
Ma'am
Just
Pratyush, I think.
Pratyush. Okay. All right.
Pratyusha.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for
Thank you,
this
everyone.
very
Thank you,
Uh,
interesting
everyone.
session. Thank you.
uh, so I think everything is done, and with this we wrap up our event. And I wish everyone who was present good health and fortune. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you. Thank you so much.